Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. Once again, the portal is a light with the lovely yellow hue, meaning it is once again time to pull some sacreds for 2x sacreds. But in this case, it's a little bit more special because there is no accompanying champion chase, which is, side note, unfortunate because I was hoping to pull a Varl the Destroyer for some champion chase points, but that's going to have to wait, I guess, 2 weeks. Worst case, maybe 2 or 3. But there is a hero's path going on, specifically Wixwell's path. And I did talk about this, or at least my plan for it, in my last video. You can check that out in the card above. But essentially, we're trying to pull enough sacreds to make sure that we can get the keys to unlock the path, to make sure that I can get the legendary tome here on the left-hand side, just because I care more about dust than powder, and then also enough to get the 3-star soul, which I think is a nice middle ground for not having to invest too much further. For me, I don't really need him that high awakened, so just having a 3-star just somewhere in the middle is just something. Maybe he'll be useful in some future or some iteration of the Cursed City where it's awakenedly restricted or whatever, something like that. So 3-star I think is just a good place to be without having to invest too much. And as you can already see, we have done a decent chunk of champion training just to kind of preclude this, and so we have 11,300 points, meaning that I essentially have to only pull 8 sacreds in order to get the rewards I just mentioned. And then I'll probably finish out any like close things, any lingering things that I might just want, like some bonuses, some energy gems or whatever. Maybe I'll go for this essence down here just because I am saving up for 6-star Rotos soul, but I digress. So we're going to be pulling a maximum of 8 sacreds, and then I'll figure out the rest with champion training. There is also the bonus of the 10x going on for the faction unity champion for the Sacred Order, which is Falmond Morns. I always think Moonsword, but Mornsword, who is pretty much known for his passive here. Well, he'll just take less damage for every turn your ally or enemy takes. So you want to build him super slow, probably maximize his damage, and it will reset obviously when he takes a turn. But essentially, after a handful of turns, he becomes unkillable because he cannot take damage at all. This is an additive effect, not multiplicative. And so it just, I guess after 10 turns of anything before him, he just can't take damage. He's immune. So it can be very powerful. Obviously, people are going to run him in Stone Skin, kind of like a UDK, and just have him nuke at the very end. But since I don't use Stone Skin, he'd be cool to have just to see how that would work for my take on it. Maybe protect him with some other type of set or other champion and just see what I can do. But nonetheless, it's kind of a benefit if we happen to get a legendary at all. If we happen to get him, cool. That's why I waited for this particular day, Sunday, to do my pulls, but it could have been any of the other faction unity champions on any other given day. So since we're in the portal, let's go ahead and look at the shard count overall on the account. 723 on the Ancients, 169 on the Voids, 17 on the Primals, and then 47 on the Sacreds, which of course we will be dipping into today. It's not as relevant today, but it is customary, so let's pop up the Mercy tracker here. You can see here that we're 5 Sacreds deep, and that is from the most recent Summon Rush. And in this case, we're going to be, again, pulling 8 Sacreds. So we are going to be, worst case, entering Mercy a little bit, but it's not going to be substantial. And of course, there's also a 2x Sacreds going on, so there's just a higher chance that we get a legendary in general. So I wouldn't put much stock into this. If we happen to get a legendary, great. If we don't, then we'll be a little bit into Mercy. But my expectation, hopefully, is that we do walk away with at least 1, maybe more, who knows, but at least 1 legendary. And if we do get a legendary today, you know, guys, I'm feeling confident. Today will be the day, if we get a legendary, that it is going to be Valkyrie, my #1 most wanted champion. So that's the only champion we're going to mention from the wish list for today. I'm calling my shot here. We'll see if I'm right. You guys will know. But aside from that, of course, we are going to be getting some epics along the way. So any and all epics that I do not have for the Lady Mikage fusion, so Ulfrig, Illusinia, and Endalia, I believe. Yep. So any of those 3 would be nice. Again, more progress towards getting Lady Mikage because we're still waiting on that. And then, of course, any and all epics for empowerment because that is a fairly recent feature. And having some +4s on the account would be pretty neat. So without further ado, let's get into the pulls. We've got the space, we've got some cash, and hopefully we get some pretty decent Valkyrie shot calling luck. Here we go. Sacred #1, starting it off cold with an epic Theresk, who is known for having AoE decrease resistance, but it's just not a very strong debuff, and there's really not much else redeeming about her in particular. Sacred #2, another epic, and it is Endalia. Hey, we'll take it. Sweet. That could be the highlight of the day. You never know what's going to happen, but we'll take it. That is, I think that means that I now have Tatsu's half of the Lady Mikage fusion done. So that is excellent. 2 more epics to go for that. I honestly don't really know what she does, and it doesn't really matter because she's going to be fed for the purpose of getting another mythical on the account. Sacred number 3, another epic here, and one of the best. Stagnite is a tried and true debuffer. AoE decreased defense and decreased attack. 100% chance if you include the sniper mastery, otherwise it's 95% chance. And then double hitter on the A1 with the chance to place decreased speed, big version. Very strong, very reliable for all 3 of those debuffs, and a very, very simple kit. And he works in a lot of different sets. He works on a lot of different teams. So very good in the Cursed City if you're more focused towards the end game. Sacred number 4 is going to be Skull Crusher, one of the OG counterattack AoE champions in the game. Used to run him way back when for my original Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team, but AoE counterattacking everyone but himself, unkillable on himself. Also, I think he's a budget unkillable champion, very popular for that reason as well. Ally Protection is also good. Demon Lord Clan Boss, the weak version of heal reduction on the A1, not super strong, not usually relevant, and most people don't even build him with accuracy, but of course like a quintessential starter Clan Boss champion. Sacred number 5, here we go, Skuramis, who I'm actually going to be building fairly soon for a stage in the Cursed City because he does have this this ability here that is the AoE provoke, and it's a nice place, so it's affinity friendly, which is great, and it also puts counterattack on himself for 2 turns, which is really, really handy because on the A1 he has a 100% chance, or 90% chance, sorry, when booked, of stealing 15% of the target's turn meter, and then a 30% chance of stunning them if their turn meter is fully depleted by this skill, which synergizes with the A3 because whenever you're attacking someone you're provoked, your turn ends and your turn meter is 0 because you just took a turn, meaning that as long as he tries to deplete it, the 90% chance, he will have a chance to stun you, which is really great. So you could have potentially 2 turns of CC from just placing 1 provoke. AoE decrease attack as well, just as an added bonus to take less damage. 3 sacreds to go. Let's see what we can get from these. Another epic, perhaps. Another epic indeed. Blood Feather, I believe is her name. I think she hits okay, but I'm pretty sure she's all single target, which isn't the best, although she has a, I guess, 30% extra chance to inflicting a critical hit on every single ability, so you only have to build her with 70% crit rate, but I haven't personally built her or seen what she could do. But again, single target on everything, you really have to do something substantial with your abilities to make that worth anyone's while. Flesh Terror, I think he's one of the few champions who has this ability here where you can decrease the duration of all enemy buffs and then increase the duration of all ally debuffs, or enemy debuffs by 1 turn. So I guess Lady Mikage is probably the only one who has an ability that kind of has these 2 combined, but nonetheless on a 4-turn cooldown, that's really not going to cut it, and he doesn't really do much else. And the last sacred for the day, looks like the 2x lords are not in our favor, and we're gonna go all the way into Mercy without getting anything. Masamoto AoE decrease attack can be useful for faction wars, but that's basically it. So that is gonna do it there. So unfortunately we didn't get a legendary at all, but it's okay. I'm still not wrong because my prediction was only if we happened to get a legendary, and we did not get one. So I saved all of my coins in order to do the path so we could do it together, just so you guys can see how I plan to do it. I will come back down on the left hand side just because I do want the other stuff, but for now we're just going to prioritize what is useful. So we're going to get the energy, and we're going to keep coming all the way down this right hand side, grab the chaos ore. We're going to grab 2 keys here. We're going to go all the way back up. We're going to come through here, 25,000 points remaining, get the oil, get the dust, open the path, and basically that's where we wanted to get to. We're not going to get those keys. We're going to come down here, open this, and get the 3-star soul. Now I did plan for some overshoot because I wanted to get this, and by proxy to get that, and then we wanted those gems because to me gems are energy. So the energy nodes and all the gem nodes, we're going to get all of that. And then we're at 3,000 points, meaning that I just need about 4,300 points, and then I can get myself the 5 essence. So we just got some energy, some gems, so we're definitely going to convert that into champion training and just see if we can round this out. Obviously, this path ends today. Round this out by getting 5 more of the super essence. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. And like I said earlier, I will call this a success regardless because we got more progress. We're back to back for last session, this session, back to back progress towards Lady Mikage. 2 epics remaining, so maybe it's actually looking more likely that we're going to get her at some point during this year, 2024. Unfortunate that we did not get a legendary. It was a 1 in 8 chance on a 2x, and we pulled 8, so we just got bad RNG, or less than average, I would say, luck on that one. But nonetheless, again, the highlight of the session is that we made some progress towards Lady Mikage. So in the comment section down below, let me know if you guys were pulling for this 2x Sacreds, and let me know what you got from this session. Did you get one of the 10x champions? Let me know, especially that, in the comment section down below. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, then be sure to hit that like button down below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.